So today we're going to be talking about mental health. My name's Jessie, and I love makeup and skincare, and I don't love my mental health, but it's a part of me, and it's in my head, and it's in my daily life all the time. So I figured I'll talk about it. So today, I guess you can come and watch me as I do my makeup, and I talk about some kind of deep issues that I feel like are stigmatized and that we should talk about more. So if you're ready, let's go. So today we're going to be talking about makeup and mental health. Well, I'm going to be doing my makeup, but I'm going to be talking about my mental health. Pretty much my OCD, my anxiety. So come along for the ride. So I already have my foundation on and my eyebrows. I'm just going to add to this look and make it more of a evening fun look. Okay, so I've had anxiety my whole life. And I have a problem when people throw around the word anxiety or panic disorder so freely. Because someone who truly has anxiety knows that it is the most debilitating thing in the world. That, like, I can have a panic attack and literally I'm so afraid that I fear and I want to call 911. Literally, I want to call an ambulance because I'm so afraid that if I don't, I'm going to die and my heart's going to explode and I'm going to be home all alone. And literally, all these thoughts go through my head at this point. And it happens often. And that is pretty embarrassing to even say out loud because I know that it sounds so much more, I don't know, intense, probably crazy, which isn't a word that I ever want to throw around, than it should, but it is how I feel. And so I feel like we need to stop normalizing the word when people say they have anxiety, because people who actually have it, like me, when I say it, I feel like it gets minimized and people are like, oh, anxiety, yeah, she's stressed out. Like, okay, go calm down. Or people say, like, just take deep breaths, just take a deep breath and you'll be fine. No, I will not be fine. A deep breath is going to do nothing for me. Nothing for me at all. I need, like, to be put in a dark, quiet room with somebody with me because I'm terrified to be alone. And I need, like, I don't know, a doctor to make sure that everything in my body is working fine. Oh, wow, that sounds so much more wild when I say it out loud. But I'm not gonna hide or shield what happens when I have a panic attack or an anxiety attack, because I feel like there are two different things. An anxiety attack for me is a longer. It can be all day long. Literally, like, I have my Apple Watch and, like, I used to check my pulse on it. I don't even look at it anymore. I don't even check back at the dates like I used to, because literally my pulse would increase so high that I would become terrified. Even, like, thinking about it makes me anxious. And I'm not using that lightly. Anxiety is something that I've suffered with since I was a child. I remember my mom, who was a bail bondsman, who would have to do, like, bail bond, like, get people out of jail at 24 hours a day. And she would go do a bond in the middle of the night, and I would literally be awake, terrified that on her way home, she was gonna have a car accident. Like, I don't know where this anxiety has come from. I guess I was born with it. Anyways, so a panic attack I see differently. A panic attack is more of like a shorter thing for me, which is still just as intense. But sometimes when I have a panic attack, my anxiety medication will work for that. But I don't know if anyone else has this, but I know my anxiety is directly from my OCD. So since I can remember, I've had OCD, and not like, oh, she washes her hands. No. I count numbers in my head. Okay, please, disclaimer. Anything I say, please don't use it as ammunition at me. Don't, just be kind. But so I count numbers, like letters, like the THE, BOYISOKAY. The boy is okay. Like a small sentence. If someone was speaking in my head, I would tap it out on my leg, and that's not even a good enough example. But that was one of the first that I can remember, like the first really things that I had to do. And I felt like if I didn't do it, then something terrible was going to happen. So my anxiety stems from, I think it's called like a catastrophe. I don't know the word. I will link it. But it's when you think of the worst case scenario, and that is what you think is going to happen. And I think that is how my brain works. And it sucks. It sucks so bad. But it's my brain, and it's the only one I have, and I'm stuck with it. And so and I feel like after I had my son, he's 7, my anxiety went from about a 6 to like a 10. I think because I realized I had so much more to live for. So everything seemed more like everything was at a higher stake. I could lose more if something happened to me, or I could miss seeing every moment of his life. So that was a catalyst to make my anxiety a lot more intense. So here I am, and I luckily have an amazing boyfriend who knows about, I haven't told him about all my little things that I do, because I'm telling you, realistically, I'm talking to this camera. I have discovered in the last month that even though I might not have a lot of followers, talking to myself is therapeutic. So instead of paying a psychiatrist or a counselor, I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to myself. And my dog is crying. That's my dog. So, yeah. Anyways. And I don't take any of this lightly. Believe me. If I could be somebody who didn't suffer from anxiety, I would do it. I feel like it has controlled so many things in my life, and it has held me back from doing so many things. Even like making videos. I wanted to do this years ago, but I was so afraid that people were gonna judge the way I look and say I wasn't pretty, or I was fat, or there was something wrong with me, and I could not handle the thought of that rejection. So I decided that I just wasn't gonna do it. And if I would have realized how therapeutic that it has been to me lately, I would have done it so much sooner. So hindsight's 2020. That expression, but my contacts are not my friend right now. Okay. So other things that make me crazy when people talk about it. I guess saying crazy, which I'm using that now, but I'm trying to use it in the kindest sense, because I kind of feel like how to use that word to an extent. So I feel like the stigma with mental health it's still in that place where people don't know what to do or say. Like if you say, I have severe panic attacks or anxiety attacks, people really do assume it's just like the calm down thing, like I mentioned before. Or if you say like, I'm depressed, like that word is thrown around so much that people who seriously actually have like debilitating depression, I feel like they're not validated, because the word has been used and abused, and it makes it unfair for when it is legitimately needed. And I feel like people should just stop and think. I feel like they don't stop and think about who it's gonna affect. Sorry, my son walked in. But I feel like people who actually have depression don't get all their due and like the extra time they need, because depression's a serious thing. Like, I've been there at times in my life where it was so debilitating that I couldn't get out of bed, or I couldn't function, because I just was not okay. And it makes it just that much harder for everybody. So, what are your thoughts on this? Have you gone through this? Because I know I'm not alone. I know I'm not alone. This is a pretty tough world at times. And, you know, I feel like the state of everything right now, I'm not going to get into specifics, but the state of our world in general is really tough. And you're allowed to let it affect you. Like, you're allowed to let it. You're not allowed, okay? You are allowed, but it will affect your daily life. It will affect your home life and your family, and then all the other factors like money and relationship problems. That I'm so grateful that I have an amazing boyfriend. Money, I would be so happy to have that, but I'm grateful to have a great support system. So I'm just playing right now. So that is my TED Talk on my mental health and how I feel. So, and I just wanted to do my makeup, so why not? Last week, 2 days ago, it feels like last week, I guess it was 3 days ago, I kind of had I was having a very bad day. Stress about money and, you know, the basic things in life really were just, they got me. I feel like I am not enough. I feel like, because my anxiety and because I am who I am, that I'm not enough and I can't bring in enough, and I should be more. And that weighs heavy on me. Like, it makes me stay up at night, and that obviously feeds into some anxiety, and my OCD just gets more. And like, I notice that I'll get more rituals, and literally my rituals, there's no rhyme or reason to how they come about. Something in me just says I have to do it, and then it becomes a thing. A lot of my rituals I've had since I was younger, like a child, and then a lot of them have come. Sometimes they will cycle out, and something in my head will let me drop one, and a new one becomes more prominent. And it's a really, I wish I understood it more, because I do not understand it at all, but I wish I did. So luckily my boyfriend, he'll see things and kind of just like, I don't know, look and smile. He doesn't ask questions anymore. Like, I have to flick the light switch on in the bathroom when I go in there. I don't even care if I'm the one in the bathroom. If I put my hand inside the bathroom door, I have to flick it. Like if I get the shower ready for the kids, I have to flick it. I have to flick it. I have to do it, and it makes no sense, but I have to do it. So I do. A lot. And initially, he'd be like, "You're gonna blow the fuse." And I probably could, because I literally flick it so often. So that's just another example of what I do. And like I said before, making these videos, even if no one watches them, is good for me. Like, it's making me feel like I'm gonna be okay. And I do want to be okay. I do. So if you liked any part of what you saw today, you can subscribe or comment or like, or I don't know, just tell me something that you experienced. So yeah, it's thundering outside. Kind of fits everything, but thanks for watching.